Hello everyone, this is Admiral Playerovski bringing you Atlantic Fleet Single Battle Bismarck Night Action, 26th and 27th of May 1941. During the night, British destroyers managed to detect and intercept the damaged Bismarck as she attempts to reach France for repairs. Historical outcome: Cossack light damage, Zulu light damage. And this time we're going to take the British side because, well, the recording messed up the first time we tried it. What happened was, I actually found this out whilst editing. Basically what happened was, it started off fine, and then for some reason it paused. It just seemed to pause and not do anything for, I think it was something ridiculous, like 2 or 3 minutes. And I was like, yeah, that's not really good enough. So this is attempt number 2. And this is the plan I have for the Bismarck. I've got 4 destroyers, 4 tribal class destroyers. They've got 4 torpedoes each. So I reckon if we close in under the cover of smoke, right, so that's completely different from what happened in the previous one. In the previous attempt for this, they did the move all function twice for 2 turns, so I was able to get incredibly close. But I kind of, as I was getting ready to do this attempt, I kind of thought to myself that this is just a one-time kind of deal. Bit of a shame, I guess, because, well, makes life hard for us, but also at the same time probably a bit more realistic. You know, they're not going to be just idly sailing by when there's enemy destroyers about. So they've opened up the secondary armament. That's good. We will continue to close in. We just need to make sure that we don't accidentally forget to press the make smoke signal. I call it a signal. It's really, well, I don't know what you call it. Command, move. But yeah, as long as we've got smoke constantly, they're gonna have a very hard time trying to figure out what elevation to shoot at. And if they're using their secondaries, then, well. So which destroyer is this? This is the Cossack. So the AAA is lightly damaged. Where is Cossack? Is Cossack towards the front or the back? Oh, that's not so good. Wait. Oh, they're going this way. Right. Ah, yes. So Cossack is third in terms of third out of 4. Yeah, that's not so bad actually. Then that's not so bad. Continue making smoke, of course. Maybe that'll throw them off. Because you don't know. Like, you don't know if they're making smoke. You're like, well, we got them this time, but because we're closing in quickly, they're going to have to completely readjust the gun elevation. So it's kind of hit and miss really when you're making smoke like that. When you're making smoke like that, you know, you could get really good hits on one turn and then completely miss the next turn. Like now, I mean, this is perfect. It's pretty much perfect. They scored hits. Yeah, look at that. They scored hits on the Cossack before, and then they completely missed it on this turn. The good news for us, of course, is that with every single turn, we're able to get closer and closer and closer. The closer we get, the more likely we are to get some very accurate torpedoes away. which of course increases the likelihood of sinking the Bismarck. Keep closing in. You know, we're going in. We're going in. We're charging in. Is that a star shell they're firing? It is, isn't it? There it is. Now, of course, the whole plan here hinges on the Bismarck continuing to cross our T. If that doesn't happen, if they try and turn and run, we're in serious bother. No, like actually serious bother at that point. And the reason for that is because we're too far away for me to launch torpedoes and get realistic opportunities to score hits. Because yes, I could in theory turn them around straight away and have all of them launch their torpedoes right here, right now. But that's not really the point of this. The point of this exercise is to actually sink the ship. And that's going to be made very difficult if we're unable to close the range sufficiently to have a good chance of scoring hits. And this is the Bismarck as well, so this isn't a case of, oh well, we'll just clip them on the bow once or twice. This is, we need to get 4 out of 4 in good places as well. And that's made even more difficult by the fact that these are tribal class destroyers, so they've only got 4 torpedoes as opposed to the regular 8. Although the I-class or the JKN class had as much as 10. But these traded torpedoes for more guns. I guess there's some... There are reasons for having more guns. For example, taking on enemy destroyers. The German ones. You may not necessarily get close enough for a torpedo run, but if you've got more guns, you deal more damage to them, and you kind of stop them from getting close enough to launch torpedoes potentially. Right, so I think the Seek is going to be the one that'll launch the torpedoes first, because she's the closest to the Bismarck. I have to say, this is turning out to be much more difficult than the previous attempt. The previous attempt was... oh no, they're turning away. The previous attempt was much more simple. We were able to close in without too much hassle, and just you know, launch and get out. But this time around, it's not so simple. I mean, if this is what's happening, then I don't even know. I mean, the Seek is the closest destroyer that we have to them. But if they're going at 30, and we're going at 35, that's pretty much... well, it's not walking pace. Or is it? 5 knots? Could you walk at 5 knots? I don't think you could. No, this isn't going well at all. Because they've turned away. And they weren't supposed to do that. They were supposed to keep the side open and let us just do our thing from there. See, 35.8, but we're not... well, they're going at 30, so we're you know... But how fast is 5 knots? Is 5 knots walking pace or not? I don't think it is. I think it's a bit too quick. How fast can I walk? I think I was at... was it 5.5? Oh no, they're going for the Seek now. I think. Are they? Seems to be. But anyway, how much could I do? I think I could do about... I don't remember exactly how much it was, but... I'm trying to work this out if I can... So that was 5. Yes, I was slower than 5. I was at about 4 miles an hour. Yes, if I'm at 4 miles an hour, that's yeah, and we're talking 5 knots. There's going to be, yeah. Yeah, 5 knots I've decided is officially not walking pace. It could be for you, in which case you're a very fast walker, but for me it's not quite there. Right, the good news is they're turning back a little bit. So that means we're able to close in quicker this time. I suppose even if they turned and were literally running straight from us, we would still be able to, you know, to catch them up, in theory. As long as we could maintain top speed all the time, we could do it. The problem with that is, of course, as soon as you get one hit, well, worst case scenario is you're sunk because it's from a 15-inch shell. Best case scenario is that it slows you down, which means you're not able to run at top speed, which means you can no longer catch the ship. Now, I know, I'm so tempted to just turn and fire, but we can't do it. We've got to get really close, and that's it. Of course, the good news is if we can... Oh, yes. Yeah, that's fine. Fire into the ocean behind and next to us. That's all good. Yeah. So yeah, if they've turned back like that, we should have well, not an easy time closing the range, but it's actually realistic now. Because I suppose in theory, if they turned, we'd have a 5-knot speed advantage. But I've been through this before. Like, that's one hit and that's gone. Then at which point it's time for us to disengage because, well, we've got no chance of actually damaging the ship. I mean, yes, sure, we've got 8 4.7-inch guns. We could knock out some radar, some spotters, perhaps. Maybe even set a fire if we're lucky, but that's really pushing it. But we're not going to be able to sink them. We're not sinking them. That's the thing with this strategy. With this strategy, it really is a case of all or nothing. You either get close to them and launch torpedoes and sink them, or they blow you to smithereens. How about that? That was kind of nice, isn't it? We've got the destroyers closing in to make smoke. Well, closing in to make smoke, closing in to make torpedo runs. Let's just check, do we need to turn a little bit perhaps? I think a little turn to starboard might be in order. Just a touch. Right, we're making smoke, that's all good. Yep. Let's move. We've got the Zulu that's closing in as well. Zulu's quite close. Well, I say quite close. They're not really the closest, but it's fine. Have they changed targets? Oh, they have. Oh, wonderful news. Oh, great. If they've changed targets, then yeah, we're pretty much, yeah. We're in a great position. We're in a great position. If that's what they're doing, if they're changing target like that, that's very good for me. It's also very good for our chances of launching torpedoes successfully. Yes, I know I could maybe turn and launch now, but I need these to hit. And that's the issue with this game. It is a bit of an issue because the ship can seem close to you, but in reality it isn't. It's a bit of an optical illusion of some sort, but it can just throw you off like that. Right, that's 2 hits on the bow. That's not going to hurt us too much. The bow is like the strongest part. Yeah, AAA light damage and main spotter and radar destroyed, but that's... None of those would have been useful against the Bismarck anyway. The only thing on these destroyers that's useful against a ship like the Bismarck, or any battleship for that matter, are the torpedoes, I think. Even if this was Scharnhorst Organizer now, your best bet is to just go in and with the torpedoes. And of course, needless to say, if this was a H-39 battleship, then, you know, even more so. The point that torpedoes are the only useful thing is just even more so then. Alright, they've missed again. Just keep closing in. Interestingly, the Cossack is still able to move at a quicker speed than the Bismarck. Mauer is quite close as well, but this is just an optical illusion. It's an optical illusion. Many a time have I fallen for the trick where I think they're close and then I turn and we're out of range. Or it's, I don't know, 8,000 yards away, where it's like super difficult to get accurate shots away. I think one more turn with this destroyer, one more turn with the Seek, and we can then potentially think about firing. Depends on what they do, I suppose. Star Shell. How about that? Yeah, Cossack's at 30.5 still. And of course Bismarck's top speed was 30, so they were able to still close in even if they turned away to run. Yeah, we've got the Maori right here as well. We've got the Seek and the Maori right, you know, super close. Super close. Right, is this time to do it then or not? I reckon, do we do it or do we not do it? No, we'll go one more turn. We'll go one more turn with the smoke and we'll turn and fire. We will turn and fire on the next turn, I think. Because we need it to be close. We need it to be close. We need to score hits. We need to sink the ship. So why have you put a Star Shell up here when you're firing down there? I'm a little bit confused about that. Yeah, we'll put a Star Shell up above this ship, and then we'll fire at the ship behind it. I'm a little bit confused, but what do I know? Right. Go on, I think it's time we did it. Stand by the torpedo tubes. Hard to starboard. Well, no smoke this time. We're turning. Here we go. How close are we? Perfect. That's exactly the range we want to be at. So they're going at 30. Obviously, we wouldn't have it any different. Torpedoes, we can launch them pretty much. Oh wow, yeah, we're definitely getting them. Right, let's go over to the Bismarck then. And let's figure out where to put these 4 torpedoes. We can put them... Right, so 6.2 scores an instant hit. So I reckon we put them at 9... Wait. Yeah, 6.2, so 9.2 then, yeah? Fine, we'll go 9.3. And we will have 1 degree increments. 9.3, we'll go... Or should we have 2 degree increments? I'll go halfway and say 9.3, 0.8, 2.3, and 3.8. There we go, 3.8. I'd like to think that these will hit. Of course, they don't have to hit. They could completely miss. There we go. Fire away. We're close enough. What's their response going to be, though? That's what I want to know. We've got the Zulu closing in as well. Yeah, they're going to get overwhelmed. They are so getting overwhelmed. Oh, here we go. What? That's their response? Alright, fair enough. Go on. No. What's your damage from these 4 torpedo hits? You are joking, right? Starboard secondaries with heavy damage, and that's all we've got. Come on. We've put 4 torpedoes into the ship. You can't look me in the eye and say that that's all the damage that was taken. Come on. Come on, man. You can't. You can't. Very well. Fine. Fine. I mean, maybe we didn't hit critical areas. Although they looked pretty good to me. Right. So, it's the Maori's turn now. Maori will put another 4 torpedoes into the Bismarck. Please don't crash, please don't crash. Oh, close. Right, well, will you... And they've not even slowed down at all. Well, something fishy going on here. There is something fishy going on. I mean, obviously you make smoke and get out now. You've done your job, and you've done it very well. I've got the Zulu as well closing in. I've got 2 destroyers that are ready to just completely, you know, do what the Sikh did. Now, oh, they're not happy. Oh, they're not happy now. They're not happy with what you've done. Oh wait, I've just realised I've shot myself in the foot with that. Because they wanted to use the secondaries, but we've damaged them. We've seriously damaged them, so now they have to use their primaries. I really didn't do myself any favours with that. Oh my gosh, what was I thinking? Although in all fairness to me, I can't actually control where the torpedoes, well, what the torpedoes damage. I can control where they hit-ish, well, to some degree, but not what they damage. That's something I can't control. But anyway, you make smoke and get out of here. Zulu. You make smoke for 1 more turn. Yeah, because we've got to sink them, because they're using the main battery now, and that's... Well, we're going to get battered if that's what they're doing. Oh! Right, Cossack. You're going to... Yeah, you're going to sail right past this ship that's getting out. There's the Sikh, isn't it? It is the Sikh. So, is this the... This is the Maori, isn't it? Should we or should we not? Is there secondary armament going to come back on the next turn, maybe? I don't really know, do I? I don't know. Could do. Right, we've got this. Yeah, you continue to get out. You've done a good job. A very good job. You did everything you could do. We can't really see how close we are. I am a bit tempted to just... You know, to just go in and fire anyway. They're not having it. I'm not having it. Go on, make smoke and close in. Now they're at 5,000, apparently. But this is not a good angle to be firing torpedoes at. Really not a good angle. I mean, yeah, there's 3 fires on it and all, but... Oh, I'm not so sure. But you know what? Let's do it regardless. I think if we turn now, we should be close enough that we can... Yeah, very good, very good. 4 torpedoes. 2 turns to reach them. They're only going at 20 knots, so this time we will just do 1 degree increments. So that's 9.5. Oh, that actually seems like quite a lot. Half degree increments then, I think, are the way to go. 9.0. We'll go 0.5 here. These will hit, right? Yeah, they're still going at 20 knots. Well, 20.2 if you want to be pedantic, but yeah. Alright. So Maori, it's your turn now. Maori, go ahead and fire your 4 torpedoes for me. Here we go. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. Seek, yeah, I'm not going to have you disengage just yet. Just stand by. 4,400 for the Zulu as well. Should we completely confuse them and just have this one fire as well? Yeah, go on. Ah, yeah. Oh dear, I kind of feel sorry for the Bismarck at this point. They're going to get 8 torpedoes at the same time now. 9.2. And I will say, should we do half degree increments as well? Yeah, go on. 8.7. 9.7 and 0.2. Yes? Yes. Right. Because they are slowing down. There's no two ways about that. There we go. Right, and you fire your torpedoes as well. Well, I think this will be the last we see of the Bismarck for this battle. Ooh, that's close, that's close. But here we go. Here come the torpedoes. On both sides. Yeah, she was never going to survive 8 torpedo hits at the same time. Oh, 7. Sorry, there was one more here that was ready to finish the job. What sort of damage have we got this time? See, not much worse than what she had already. We only took out the C turret and the D turret. And she seems to be sinking rather slowly for a ship that's taken 11 torpedo hits, if I'm not mistaken. Well, there we go. It took a little bit longer, but we managed to do it anyways. Action report. On the British side, the destroyer Cossack received medium damage, the destroyer Maori received light damage, and the destroyers Sikh and Zulu received no damage. On the German side, the battleship Bismarck was sunk for 41,700 tons, which means we have a score of 41,700. And that is all from Admiral Playerovski for this video. If you enjoy the content I make, leave a like and subscribe. If you have a custom battle suggestion, just write a comment below and I will make it to a video. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye for now.